Well, there's a myriad of things. I think first of all we have to go back to
writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you.
Miss Nigeria competition.
I said, let's pick them up, let's take them back to Nigeria, and let's teach them a different kind of job.
Hello, it's always a pleasure to have you with us on the program, The Woman. My name is Elizabeth Abai, and I have a special guest for you today. It's one day we set aside to celebrate women, Women's Day, and no other than someone who's created history somehow for a particular people, and of course for us to be our guest today. Who is my guest? Your guess is as good as mine. Let's take a break. I'll introduce her. 1999, history was readjusted. Elections were conducted and someone came victorious. Well, we jubilated for the governor at the time, but looking back, real deep, we found out that his success did not happen or could have happened if there was not the woman. The woman is my guest for today. Join me as I welcome Professor Theresa Udenwa. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I tried to come around that period to say hello. It didn't happen the first day, but I know that eventually I came to the State House and we had a conversation on the program. There was Faces of a Woman.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's my joy to have you again.
Yeah, I do remember.
So recently, President said he can't wait to be the ex-president, and I said, wow, he just reflected what I always think about. You're on the ex now. How has it been being relaxed?
Yeah, it's quite a journey really, and sometimes it's not that you actually you go for it, but somehow that what will I say, that post, that authority is somehow thrust upon you, and you cannot refuse. You cannot just say no. So it's really been a long journey from the world of politics in our country, and right now back to the world of academics, where I started from. So it's not really easy being a politician in our country. I believe it's the same in other countries, because you have to cope with a lot of things. Out there, you are no longer just that family person, only interested in what happens in your family or your people around you, but you are now for the people, the whole people. Being the governor of a state, you are governor for everybody. I remember my husband once saying that. So being in that life is not easy. For sure, some people will like you. Sure, some others will not like you. Some may not even be, they are neither here nor there. So you find yourself every time being on your toes, trying to make sure that at least, as far as is humanly possible, you satisfy the needs of the majority.
You said your husband said he is governor for all.
Yes.
And I also know that as the first lady of the state, you're also the mother
of everybody.
Of everybody.
Yes.
And I have 3 children. Sometimes it's difficult trying to make sure the 3 of them are satisfied. And I can imagine I don't know the population in the state, being mother to all. How were you able to, put equity, justice to all of your children at the time?
I remember it was in the year 2000 that I established a foundation, Heartland Child Care Foundation, which of course is still working today.
That's cool.
Yes, because today...
I was going to ask you about continuity.
Yeah, because today that foundation, we have like 50 undergraduates on scholarship. That's what we've been doing since 2000. So I use that foundation as much as is possible to really reach out to the people. And of course, I also remember it was in the process of reaching out that I somehow establish a program that is still ongoing in Imo State. We call it Imo Women's Day. That we celebrate the first week of December every year, whereby we gather all women as much as possible. Not everybody can come up from all the 27 local governments of Imo State to be part of the celebration. I use the August meeting to be able to reach out to as many communities as we can.
You know, you talked about this August meeting. Somebody
Yes.
once asked me what actually goes on there, because some people think that's where women sit down to discuss how to deal with their husbands.
No.
What actually goes
We're far from that. In August meeting, what we normally do is that you remember in August, it's been there. This August meeting has been there a long time ago in our traditional setting, whereby by August we are finished planting and everything, harvesting. Women from all over the cities where they are living will come back home and have a meeting with the women at home on how to get themselves involved in developmental activities in the community. And women enjoyed it. And so for some people now they say, it's the time we ask for new wrappers and this and that. So during that time, what I tried to do was to let the women know that this is the purpose. The purpose is for development of our cities and not just to show off. But what if we use it to show off? What does it really matter? Women should be allowed sometimes to express themselves. There's no harm to it. So the August meeting is not just for showing off or demanding money. No, it's for helping the rural communities, to catch up with the times. That's what we are doing there. So these were the channels I used to be able to reach out to as many people as possible. Because sitting there in the government house, not everybody can come to government house to see you. We don't even allow them to enter the gate and all that. So I normally go out to meet them and interact with them, especially the less privileged ones. We used to have hospital visits where you go and you see people who cannot pay their bill, and sometimes the hospital detains them, and this is something you can help offset. I remember my foundation also helped equip the children's ward in the hospital at all, the National General Hospital at all. My foundation, the Alan Chaka, we had to equip the children's ward, to make it better. So these were the things we are doing to reach out to as many people, and I don't regret it one bit.
Okay.
And I feel happy. I thank God that I had the opportunity and I did use it.
I wish every other person would pick up from that and do things for posterity.
Yes.
Now you were done and dusted with it. I don't know if you're dusted because I know Oga is still very much in politics.
Yeah.
So I may just hear nothing now, but at least you were done with that phase. And you went back to the classroom. That's for me quite great. They say once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yeah.
And how was it for you, fitting back after 8 years without being in the classroom?
Before my husband won the election, I was a lecturer with Rivers State University. Actually, at that time, I was the head of the Department of Banking and Finance before I took my leave of absence. Something happened, I don't forget it over there. The day after the election, I came back to school after the election. They were sworn in some months later. So the first time I came back to school after the election to teach in the River State, yes, immediately I walked into the classroom, everybody stood up and started the national anthem. Wow, I was taken aback. I was so shocked. So when after that election, I had to take my leave of absence for the first 4 years, and when it expired, so to say, I renewed it.
Yes.
And within that period, in 2007, I got my PhD. Within 2007, that's when I got my PhD. So when we are done with the elections, I went back. With the governorship in 2008, I went back to.
So while you were in office, you were still studying for your PhD?
Oh, sure.
Oh, great.
Sure. Because what really happened was I had to defer my PhD because I was made the head of department. The VC then appointed me head of department even as a student, a doctoral student. But you can't be a student and be a Senate member, so I had to defer. So when I now got to Owerri as a wife of the governor, after about the first 2-3 years, I wrote back to the university and completed my PhD. So when we finished governorship, I now went back to UST. Then my husband became a minister for Commerce and Industries. So we had to somehow relocate to Abuja. That was how I now had to transfer my services from River State University to Nasarawa State University in 2011. So I came to Nasarawa State University. And I thank God I did that. Because up to today, some people still walk into my office and try to embarrass me. I learned you are here. I heard you are here. You are her first lady. I say, yes. I can't imagine it. So I say, yes, I'm here. This has been my first love, teaching. So I'm back to it.
It's lovely.
So, yes. So
it's lovely. And you went on to get your professorial,
Yes, I was there joined them in 2011 as a senior lecturer. By 2013, I got my associateship. I became an associate professor. And by 2016, I became a full-fledged professor, having passed through all the drilling, the test by the AMPC and all that. So I became a professor in 2016. And currently, I'm the head of department of Banking and Finance, Nasarawa State University.
I was trying to follow you up. From secondary, university first degree, second degree, 10 degree.
Yes.
You kept maintaining economics, banking and finance.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm sure in this house, before I spend money, I will have to write some,
And, my husband is a chartered accountant.
It's a problem. So before I make any expenditure, I have to go and bring lists.
So I used to tell him, all you have to do is to calculate all what people have spent. So he's a chartered accountant. I'm an economist, financial economist, because I've been between economics and finance all the time. Incidentally, our children, I don't think, but only one that tried to look into economics, but that's from the computer side of it, the current thing. Otherwise, all the others, one is a medical doctor, 2 of them are lawyers, and the other 3 are engineers, including the computer scientists. So that is it. Yeah, we take care of people's money.
You take care of people.
We advise them financially.
There were some jokes that, they were cracked. As kids, your daddy will ask you list of books. You write advance.
Yes.
Then under it, you write Oxford.
Yes.
Then under it, you write dictionary. That's
3 for 1.
So money for these things. So for your kind of family, that cannot happen.
No.
Because all right, speaking about family, really.
Yeah.
There's 6 children, and that's
Yes.
not a whole lot.
Yes.
You don't even look like it. I am very pleased. I knew when they were
small kids, yes.
Getting married and all of that.
Yes.
And at the end of it, almost everybody's out of the house.
Yeah.
So how do you cope?
Well, it's like
after having large family.
Yeah, that's how life is. You are reversing back. You are reversing. You are going back as if you are going back to the beginning. In the beginning, it was just me and my husband, and so it is. Currently, the children are grown up and they are all on their own.
they are raising their families, and
It's back to
gradually is turning to just being the two of us. But that is it, because right now we have grandchildren, we have daughters-in-law, we have sons-in-law. So in a so to say, it's a larger family now.
Yes.
Never mind that all of us are not living under one roof, but it's a larger, much larger family now.
Because you're still in the teaching line,
Yes.
you will have even bigger family because all your students
yes,
are your children.
Yes. That again is something that I love much and keeps me going. Right now in the university, we have the undergraduates, then we have the postgraduates. With the undergraduates, I know how I deal with them. It's mommy, but I go tough on them, but somehow I also blend and try to do it their way, even though I can't.
To master some of their languages?
Of course,
some of their songs?
Of course.
Which of them have you mastered?
No, we do. No. Sincerely speaking, they do certain things you will not really like, so to say. I will scold them. I will call the student to my office, and I will tell him exactly what I feel. And of course, I give the students a punishment for that, whatever it is. Do this work or do that work or do that. And then they go back, and they come back and tell you, Mommy, I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it this way. You didn't do it. Then when you get to the PhD candidates, you see fellows, some even as old as myself, and we don't have to do it running around. Mm-hmm. We sit down and we talk. Adults, exactly. Adults, one-on-one. And so the whole thing, you see, the university is a microcosm of the society. Exactly. You see all parts of the society, and I feel happy, being in that area. And of course, my colleagues, I thank them. Many of them, some will look at you, First Lady. They would like to keep on their own. But others will just embrace you. And by the time they see you are down with them, everybody. So I will say in my school, I'm the darling of everybody. So I have a very large family. But out there in the society, you've not even talked of my extended family back home. They are still there. You get home, everybody comes around to see what is there, what's happening, what's going on. Mm-hmm. You go to the school, everybody is there. So that's
a good one. No
yes.
boring moment. Anyway,
no dull moment.
Sometimes we sit back, those of us who are not in politics and we're not celebrities, we're just regular Jews in the society. We keep imagining, wandering around the lives of the celebrities, what do they do and all of that. And I just want to ask, maybe one-on-one, maybe off camera.
No.
When you're not doing celebrity, first lady, and all of that, at home, how do you relate with Chairman here?
Do
you still find time to relate as husband and wife, play around?
Wow.
And
this man here cracks a lot of jokes. Very particular jokes that we even, when we crack it outside, people close to us understand, they know what it means. So we really, no. We enjoy ourselves so much. And let me tell you, we've come to understand ourselves so much that I can't say, he cannot do anything that will take me unawares. Neither can I do anything that will take him unawares. We've come to understand ourselves that much. So we are, especially now that is more or less, most of the time is two of us, we have to keep life going by cracking all those jokes again.
That's a good one.
And you are trying to tell us you know too much. So you get sense. Okay, we watch you and see how it matures and those sort of things. So we really, we get on very well.
It's beautiful. It's fun knowing that as much as you grew in the limelight,
Yes.
you also grew in your relationship.
Yes.
Because we often hear about people breaking away just because they think they have arrived. But the home front is messed up at the end of the day. I'm glad to know that. Now, we're celebrating women. It's Women Day, and
Okay.
a whole lot is going on.
Yes.
I'd like to have your shout out for women. You know, words of encouragement, and of course, words of praises, because it is really us, the Amazons.
Yeah, yeah, you said it right, Amazons, because women, they are the, quote, pillars of the family. Women hold the stitches that knit the family together. So as much as possible, we women should always try to make our families something worthwhile, something people can look up to. And as each and every one of us does that, the entire society will be good. Never mind, women go through a lot of stress. They go through a lot of problems. It's not easy looking after the children, the family, not just the children. No. You have your children to look after. You have your old parents to look after. You have your parents-in-law to look after. And at the same time, you are trying to make a living for the family, to have a career. It is not easy. But
You forgot you have the husband to look
yes, exactly. The husband is part of the children now. It's part of the babies in the house you have to cater for. But you know that at the end of the day, when you do this well, you'll be able to relax and say yes. Feel happy within you. Not necessarily relaxing, you feel happy and have time for yourself. So I wish our women the very best life can offer, because many of us will work for it. We work for it. So that's my wish for every woman.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's a lovely wish
Yes.
for us to enjoy ourselves.
Yes.
And of course, do it involving our husbands
Yes.
and our children. It's the woman, and I've been having fun. Really, I don't even feel like I've been having an interview, because my guest is a bundle of fun to be with. Right from meeting the good morning, it's all joy all through. It's often said that people who are teachers a lot of time may not have too much activities for relaxation, because teaching on its own, playing with the students are still part of relaxation or winding.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you. You know that you're a very lively person.
Yeah.
What do you do for to unwind, so to speak?
Myself and my husband, we love dancing, music.
So what kind of music do you dance?
The old tunes, if you don't mind.
Which one? Osadebe? Play one for you.
So when we ever have the opportunity, you will see us dance a lot. These days, you see me on my iPad. I play a lot of games, even with my grandchildren. So I play games.
What
a
is
lot.
good for the goose?
I play with them, and sometimes the small boys, say they will beat me at the game. I say no, so we play.
So who gets to beat the other?
When it comes to their own games, type of game, they will beat me. But when it comes to mine, I'll beat them. Then I also, like now, my trainer comes twice a week, so I do some exercises. Before I used to do it on my own, but sometimes I said, no, let me get a trainer that will just make it a little more, address to certain issues, how to stretch your bones and do this. So I do my exercises, training, twice a week. And that keeps me fit going. Right. And of course, you can't rule out the fact that I read and read and read. Now with our phones and everything, download as many articles as you can in finance and read all day.
I thought you were saying broadcasting.
That's my area, finance. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of that reading.
There's something
so it really
say,
helps me.
Onye ego eji
Oh, for it.
So that's if you don't have money, you cannot eat the Owerri soup.
Yes.
What's inside that soup?
It's not really what is inside the soup. It's the love, the perseverance that is used to make that soup, that makes it so endearing to the people. What is ofowere? We use zoba and vegetable, and it doesn't need too much of fish. Well, stockfish and all that. But what endears our people to it is the fact that it's cooked with a lot of love, and our people appreciate it. But it's a saying that makes people really get up and walk, get up and do something. We use it to make ourselves happy and have some pride in our local dishes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
Professor.
a lot.
It's been wonderful learning from your foods and having this wonderful chat with us. The good thing about this program is we learn as much as we have fun. And again, we have done it. I had fun and I've learned a whole lot. I don't know about you. Do join us again next week when we'll bring you another exciting personality. Meanwhile, I remain Elizabeth Abai. Bye for now.